And we are live with another next level coaching call today. I've got James Harder on with me. What's going on, James?
Feel the love.
How you doing, brother? Sheila and Matt are unavailable. They're out this week doing some in-person things, and we got stuck here at the office, didn't we, James?
Yeah, that's right. The next level crew, we're 4 deep. So, two of us are in the field this week, and 2 of us are back home holding down the fort. So, Sheila and Matt crushed it down there. Where are they at today, Shannon?
They're in South Carolina. They're in Anderson and Simpsonville, South Carolina.
Okay, Greenville was yesterday then, right?
Yeah, well, Greenville is the same sort of area. It's all kind of blanketed. I forgot you're up north. You don't know that kind of thing. So, but yeah, it's if you've never been to Greenville, oh my gosh, it's one of the most beautiful cities you'll ever go to in your life.
I have to put that on the list. I have to put that on the list. My next drive south.
It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So, but today I think we're going to talk about the listing presentation, right? We're going to talk about mastering the listing presentation, the perfect listing presentation, if you will. And James, what do you want to throw in there about that?
Well, I'm really excited to share today's topic with everybody because, I think as a listing agent myself, and Shannon, I think you'd agree as a listing agent yourself, the things that we were taught that we succeeded with in business and used for many, many years don't work anymore.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of great coaches out there in real estate that have, talked at listing presentation. And it's, they created specific graphics for it, but it's generalized. It doesn't show anything to the consumer of why their house is important. It's just a generalized presentation.
I think every single training that I've ever been through with any kind of listing presentation whatsoever, it's always been that way.
Yeah.
I mean, every single time.
Right. It did, it just showed examples, but it didn't show, here's your house marketed on Facebook, or here's your house marketed on YouTube. It didn't show any of that to them in the presentation. And, so I've realized myself, having written books, being an appraiser, going into a listing presentation with my, what worked really well 5-7 years ago, didn't convert any longer in the way it did 5 to 7 years ago.
Right.
I used to pretty much show up and list the house. And people want to see what's in it for them, right? So we FM, what's in it for me? So this perfect listing presentation, what we're talking about here today, is all about you. It's all about the consumer. And the way the presentation is tailored and designed, it shows specific examples of how we are going to and are already marketing without a listing contract.
Right? Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and that's the whole thing. I mean, if when you get to their house, it used to be, I mean, just like you said, man, 7 years ago, I'd walk into somebody's house, I'd ask them a few questions, and they'd say, okay, where do I sign up? And I'd tell them how much my percentage was, and that was it, right? I mean, it was very cut and dry. Today, we've got so much different competition out there. We've got iBuyers out there who are trying to buy the listings that we're trying to get, right? So we've got to stand out. We've got to make ourselves stand above the rest. And WIFM is literally the station that every seller is listening to, right? I mean, they want to know what is in it for me, right? Yep. And if you don't have something unique to offer them, then they're simply just not going to, they're not going to choose you. I mean, when it's between you and 3 or 4 other agents, they want that wow factor now. It's just a plain and simple fact.
Yeah, and let's be clear on what something unique is, okay? Because I've written books about selling real estate. Would you all agree that that's pretty unique, right?
Absolutely.
It's not enough. People don't care that you wrote a book. Okay. How does what I know in this book apply to them? That's what we're talking about today.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you can talk all you want till you're blue in the face, but show me. And this listing presentation is all about their home, their situation today, how we're going to market it.
Right.
Right.
That's
so
absolutely
really powerful about it. Yeah.
I mean, and so, you know, just to give you an example, one of the things that I do whenever I am on a listing presentation is, you know, or before I go on a listing presentation, first of all, I've got a list of questions that I ask every single person that I'm talking to before I ever show up to their house. And one of the last things I always say is, hey, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to step outside and take a photo of your house and text it over to me. Now, people look at me like I'm crazy. People have told me, why in the world would you have a seller go out and take a photo of their house and text it over to you? Number one, it's a buy-in. Okay. Number one, they're already showing me that they're serious about working with me. Number one. Number two is I'm showing them value, because I tell them, I said, look, I'm not going to use your photo. I'm going to use your photo as an example. And when you see it, you're going to be seeing your own house in my marketing rather than seeing some generic house or some photoshopped house in my marketing. You're actually going to see what your property is going to look like live on YouTube. You're going to see what your property is going to look like live on Google. You're going to see what your property is going to look like, in a national competition on social media, that kind of stuff.
Yep. It's powerful because people can see exactly what you're talking about related to them.
Absolutely. And when you show them their house on the front page of YouTube live,
right?
If you go live on your phone right there in front of them and you say, okay, here's your house, and it shows up 2 or 3 times automatically on the very front page, and they go, wait a minute, and then you can simply tell them, you know, hey, it's plain and simple here, you know, that I don't have your house listed at this moment, right? This is what I'm doing before I get the listing. So if I'm going to do this before I get the listing, what do you think I'm going to do after I take the listing?
Yep.
And so it's really about that social proof. It's really about showing them that they are unique, and you have to treat each individual appointment as a unique appointment, at least in my opinion.
I agree, in my opinion as well. And, you know, when they can see specific examples of their property in marketing already before it's even listed, and then you can say, look, and here, you know, here's the pictures we'll take. I use a service called Box Brownie to take all my. Yeah. So, you know, I show them pictures of the highlighted twilight photos.
Mm-hmm.
So your house is going to look like this after we do the edits, you know. So when we go live, your marketing is going to look super polished, but you'll have all these tools I'm showing you right here. It'll just look 10 times more polished.
Exactly. And that's the whole thing, guys, is, you know,
marketing has power.
You know, and there's a lot of real estate coaches out there. And James, you know this as well as I do. You've been involved in them, so have I, where, you know, they tell us 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you're in and out, right? 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you're in and out. That's a bunch of crap. Okay. I don't know about you.
I wish.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Here's the thing. I spend 30 minutes just getting to know them. Okay. Yeah. Because here's the thing. If you spent 30 minutes, or I hear sometimes people say, if you spent more than 45 minutes, you spent too long. I disagree with that. You know what? Sit there and build the rapport with them. Talk to them, get to know them. It's about them, folks. It's about them. It's not about you, right? It's about them. And so when you sit down in front of that seller, you know, my famous phrase, Gene Frederick says it all the time, team A, right?
Hey, yep.
Tell me about yourself, right?
Yep.
And you just let them talk. And let them talk and listen, right? And as you do that, then what's going to happen is they're going to build rapport with you. They're going to build trust with you. Now you're going to be walking through and looking, you know, I'm walking through and I'm looking, if I see a Buckeye fan somewhere, oh, I know I got this thing wrapped, right? You know, but I mean, you know, you're looking for things that you have in common, right? And once you have that commonality, you let them talk for a while, and then you say, okay, now let me show you what I've done for you.
Yeah.
Not what I do for everyone. Okay, I hear that a lot. I hear a lot of coaches say, well, just tell them this is what I do for everyone. No. Let me tell you, this is what I do for you. right? This is what I do specifically for you as my client. And you have to tailor it. You have to make them important. You have to show them that they really matter, right? And I think when you do that and you're using, like I said, their home on YouTube, you're using, all of your marketing that you're pulling up is showing their house, showing their address, showing their name, right? When you, and people say, oh, I don't have time for it. You don't have time not to do it, right? Would you agree with that?
Yeah. I mean, what's the point of going on a listing presentation if you don't close it? I mean,
right.
Exactly. People don't want to be treated like everybody else. People want to be treated, it's all about them.
Right. Absolutely.
Find out who they are, build trust, build rapport, show them specifically how it's all about them in the marketing presentation and how your marketing has power, and close. And that takes an hour.
Absolutely.
It takes an hour.
At least. And then you've got another 30, 45 minutes for paperwork. I mean, you better block 2 hours for every single listing appointment. I mean, I firmly believe that.
Yeah. I mean, to be able to close it and walk away with the listing. Yeah. Walk away with the signed paperwork. Absolutely.
I mean, that's just the way that I do it. Now, some people disagree. Some people say they go back for a second time.
I don't. I do not. I show up with the paperwork in hand. I'm not coming back to get paperwork signed.
Exactly.
I don't want to give somebody the opportunity to change their mind.
Well, because here's my philosophy on that is, if I've wowed you and I have shown value to you, you know what? I don't care if you have other appointments scheduled or not. I will gladly pick up my phone and call those people and say, hey, you know what? They chose me as their listing agent. Thanks, but you don't need to come this afternoon. And I've done it before.
Yeah. Close.
Yep.
When you're at the point to close it and keep.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
So Shannon's listing presentation, I think it's the most powerful one I've ever seen. I've adapted it to my business, to my area. But Shannon, in the company that we're with, he was recognized as having the best listing presentation out of 22,000 agents. So I think, there's a lot of power in that. We're a technology company, and to be to be on the forefront of a technology company as having been recognized as the best listing presentation in the company. I just want to give kudos to Shannon. And as well, he just told me yesterday he's been asked to speak at our annual convention in 2 weeks, right, Shannon?
In 2 weeks, it's going to be in Vegas at the MGM. So, I mean, just getting on stage at the MGM, I mean, wow.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, with this Be Live format, it's a little difficult for us to show you specific examples of what this looks like. But we welcome everybody to reach out to us. We can get in a private Zoom, and we can show you specific examples of how this works. But it's pretty revolutionary stuff, and it will really drastically improve your closing rate. Wouldn't you agree, Shannon?
Absolutely. I mean, and I hear people tell me all the time, well, if you don't have, people say, oh, I get 99% of my listings. And then you hear people say, oh, well, you're not going on enough listing appointments. Well, that used to be the philosophy. But I got to tell you, when I go on a listing appointment, I get 99% of my listing appointments because I set it up right. I make sure that it's focused on that particular client only. And then whenever I go for the close, it's because I am the most unique one, right? Yeah. And that really is the thing. You've got to be the most unique one, the one that stands out. If you're using a cookie cutter template, like
if agents out there, if you're using a listing presentation your broker gave you, or a high profile real estate coach gave you, it's not good enough anymore.
It's not.
It's not.
You got to tailor
those. We both use those, and we know, and we both written books. Shannon and I both. It's not enough. And look, I'm not interested in going on 4 listing presentations to get 2. I want to go on 4 and get 4.
Absolutely.
My time is too valuable to waste. If I'm going to put my effort and energy into it, I want to close it.
Hey, I'm just like you, man. I'm not out of my t-shirt and my hat unless I'm on an appointment, right? I mean, it's just the way it is, right? And you know what? That's the way that you should think. Is whenever you're preparing for that appointment, you prepare for it like there is nobody else against you, right? I mean, like you are the only single agent. You want to make sure that it is absolutely perfect, right? That if you go after it, that you're not going out there to go on a listing appointment. You're going out there to get a signed contract.
Yep.
Okay. And if you put that in your mind when you are preparing for it, and you prepare it specifically for that person with their name and their picture of their house, and you know what? Gosh, if you can get photos of their kids from Facebook, I'm telling you, people laugh about this, but that stuff works. You know what I mean? Now it can be a little creepy. I get that, right? But I'm saying the more you personalize that to them, the more that they are going to feel comfortable with you, plain and simple.
Yep. Exactly.
And it's all about the personalization. I mean, it really is. And no two listings are the same.
Nope. No two houses are the same.
And so why in the world would you use a blanket listing presentation and say, oh, here's what I do for this. Here's what I do for everybody. Here's what I do for everybody. Here's what I do for everybody. You know, well, everybody, okay, well, you just made me feel really special, right?
Yeah. All right.
You know, but if you sit down and you show me a picture of my house and you show me my name, and then you have, and now I haven't gone this far, but I have had an agent that I taught my listing presentation to, that took it and went to the nth degree with it, and I thought it was pretty cool. A little creepy, but pretty cool. They photoshopped a picture of the family in front of the house. You know, to me, that's a little borderline. You know,
effort, but I'm not going that far.
Exactly. I'm not spending that. I'm not spending that amount of time. But what I am going to do is I am going to put their photo in. I am going to put it on the front page of YouTube. I am going to, make sure that everything has their home. Literally, what I do is I have a text service that I can have them go in, and I have them get on the phone right there in front of me and text message the AI bot, the artificial intelligence bot, right? They text message that artificial intelligence bot right there in front of me. And what happens is it carries on an entire conversation with them about their house.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time they get it, they're like, oh my gosh, wait a minute, hold on, let me get this right. He just sent me all this stuff. Wow. Okay. You know, and so even if another person does come in after you, they go, well, show me your AI bot. My what? Right?
Yeah. Yep.
So again, it's really about wowing. It's WIFM. What's in it for me? And what's in it for your seller? That's really what it comes down to. Guys, it's not about you as the agent. You need to get over your egos. You need to get over yourself. You need to sit down and focus in and hone in on who matters, and who really matters is the client.
Yep. And I want to be clear with everybody out there that's listening to this, that anybody that's naysaying, oh, that takes too much time. I don't have the time to do that. The technology that's available to us that Shannon and I use, a lot of this auto-populates for you. A lot of this gets created for you. So with a picture and the basic background information about the property that you can get from the real estate records,
Absolutely.
or the last sale of it, this can be done in, wouldn't you say, Shannon, about 30 to 45 minutes completed?
Roughly, yeah. I mean, once you get used to it, it becomes a machine, right? I mean, I've got it to where I can do it now in literally 5 or 10 minutes because I'm so used to it, right?
Right.
But I mean, it's just like anything else. Just like if you're doing a CMA, right? Your very first CMA is going to take you an hour and a half to do. You know, you finally get to a point where you can do them in 10 or 15 minutes.
Correct. Right? So again, I just want everybody to be clear with everybody. This is not going to take you a half a day to create this. The way we're doing this, the systems we're using that we promote, like listings to leads, a lot of this can be done very quickly. This, once you put the property information in and a photo in, a lot of this gets created in 5 minutes. So
Absolutely.
it's not rocket science. We're not, you don't need to be a tech guru to do this. You don't need, a part-time job as, to do this.
Right. No IT work.
Right. You can get, this is keep it simple, stupid. Not all of us are salespeople here.
Well, I mean, we're working off of a template as well, but our template is still customized, right? And so, you're taking just a few extra seconds to change out the photo. You're taking a few extra seconds, to change out the names, right? You're just making it customized to that particular client. And I got to tell you, every single listing presentation that I go on, now there's been some that I've lost, and that's because people were family or whatever, and I just
it's not a good fit. Not everybody's going to like you. I mean, let's face it.
But I will tell you this: every single listing presentation I've ever been on, every single time I hear this, that is the most unique presentation I've ever seen.
Boom. And you were recognized by the founder of our company for that, and our peers.
Absolutely, and I'm truly humbled over that. I mean, man, wow, just unbelievable.
I know. The first time I saw it, I was blown away, and I know Matt and Sheila were as well.
And I've actually updated it since then, so it's actually changed again. And before, it didn't have video incorporated into it. Now I've actually figured out how to incorporate video into the PowerPoint.
Awesome! I can't wait to see it.
I'll get it over to you today for sure.
Awesome. So everybody out there, again, we're Next Level Coaching. If you're interested in finding out more, seeing how this listing presentation works, we would invite you to reach out to us through the Facebook site, message us directly. We'll set up a Zoom meeting and we can show it to you.
Yep. Sounds great.
Awesome.
All right.
Anything else, Shannon?
I think that's pretty much it. If you're going to be in Vegas, come see me. I'm going to be on be on the stage at MGM. I can't believe I'm saying I'm going to be on the stage at MGM Grand.
Baby. Woo!
That is just that's like the most unbelievable thing in my world that I could. When I stop and think about it, I'm going to be on the stage at MGM Grand. Really?
I want to get you a WWE belt or something.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, let's get ready to rumble.
Awesome.
All right.
So you'll see Matt and Sheila tomorrow, right?
I'm hoping so. Lord willing, if I feel better. I've been having a rough week, but hopefully so. All
right. So Shannon, you take care. Sheila and Matt, crush it today with Johnny Fowler.
Yep.
Johnny, shout out to Johnny Fowler. All right, everybody. Have a great week.
See y'all.
See you.